Within the space of the last few decades, digital technology has advanced exponentially. A major area of technological growth over a short space of time has been video games. Video games have transformed from a niche medium popular with the socially awkward or inept to a mass marketable product consumed by a new generation of media users. Because video games are only just being accepted as a mainstream form of media, research conducted on the psychological and sociological effects on consumers is only just beginning to be recognized by the academic community. Despite this lack of exposure, preliminary research has yielded some startling statistics in relation to gender representation and the portrayal of women in games. What's become evident through analysis of the games and their culture is that there is a trend within the industry to present female characters as hypersexualized, trivialized, submissive, and inferior to male characters and protagonists. This predisposition for objectifying women is a conscious effort to appeal to the well-established game consumer base of adolescent males who traditionally represented the key market demographic. In a nutshell, horny teenagers had game developers laughing all the way to the bank. While previous research has outlined the harrowing effects of sexism and misogyny in games, including one study which found an increase in rape-supportive attitudes amongst male participants after viewing a section of Grand Theft Auto being played, many of these studies only support the short-term ramifications of negative gender representations in video games. My proposed research question will aim to identify the long-term impacts of this harmful content on a generation which has grown up alongside video games. Generation Y is the first major generation to mature through adolescence into young adulthood and beyond, with video games as a popular and widespread recreational activity. The proposed research will ask the specific question: how has negative gender representation in video games affected recent social attitudes? My study will seek to answer this question by analyzing comparative data collected by comparing and contrasting primary research findings with previous secondary research results. The primary research methods employed will be a qualitative survey designed for application within a sample group of Gen Y video gamers, and an ethnographic study within the gaming community. The qualitative survey will contain open-ended questions designed to elicit an opinionated response from the selected participants. These questions will range in content from previous research regarding gender representation and case studies to sample stimuli involving negative gender representations. The ethnographic study will involve familiarizing myself with contentious and controversial forums, image boards, and activist groups such as 4chan, Reddit, and Gamergate. Both primary research components will present strong indicators of popular opinion relating to the research focus. However, the results will be sociological and open to speculation as opposed to quantitative data, which would contain more conclusive evidence. This research proposal will hopefully build upon prior research within this field and answer some of the questions raised by this topic. Some of the questions might include: has increasing gender diversity, saturation in the market, and academic interest into video games and gaming culture created a progressive shift in popular opinion? How drastically has a generation of media consumers been affected by maturing concurrent to damaging portrayals of women, and what ramification do these problems hold for future generations? This study will attempt to offer answers to these social issues and suggest new recommendations for modern and enlightened schools of thought within video games and the gaming sphere.